The gates of Buckingham Palace may look calm tonight, but behind those historic walls, a royal decision has just detonated like a political bomb. Because according to explosive insider whispers, King Charles III has allegedly done something that no modern monarch has ever dared to do. He didn't just scold his youngest son. He didn't just ignore the drama coming from California. No. He allegedly stripped the royal future from his own grandchildren. Yes, you heard that right. The children of Prince Harry, little Prince Archie of Sussex and Princess Lilibet of Sussex, may have just lost the most powerful 3 letters in the royal universe: Her Royal Highness, his, or her, Royal Highness. But here's where the story turns from family drama into something far darker. Sources close to palace corridors are whispering about a secret 2026 succession strategy, a quiet plan designed not just to discipline Harry, but to erase his entire royal bloodline from the future of the crown. A plan so controversial that even some palace insiders are calling it the Ghost Heir Protocol. Is King Charles III protecting the monarchy from a California celebrity takeover? Or is this the most ruthless royal family power move in modern history? Because tonight, we're pulling back the velvet curtain. And what we found behind it might change everything you thought you knew about the House of Windsor. The shockwave from that decision didn't start in California. It started in the quiet, polished offices of HM Passport Office, where a single administrative request quietly landed on a desk. At first glance, it looked routine. Nothing dramatic. Just paperwork connected to the children of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. But the moment officials noticed what Meghan's legal team had requested, the atmosphere inside the building reportedly shifted from calm bureaucracy to full-scale constitutional panic. Because the request wasn't just for passports. The request was for royal recognition. Specifically, Meghan's lawyers allegedly demanded that the passports issued to Prince Archie of Sussex and Princess Lilibet of Sussex must include the royal prefix Her Royal Highness, his and Her Royal Highness. 3 small letters. 3 enormous consequences. And suddenly the quiet fallout of Megxit came roaring back to life. Because ever since Harry and Meghan walked away from the monarchy in 2020 and relocated to California, the palace has been trying to maintain one very delicate illusion: that the Sussex family had stepped back, but the monarchy itself remained untouched. That illusion, insiders now say, shattered the moment this passport demand appeared. To understand why, you have to rewind the clock. Back to the beginning of the royal fracture. Back when Prince William and Harry were still seen as inseparable brothers, 2 princes who had survived the unimaginable trauma of losing Princess Diana. For years, the narrative was simple. William would become king one day. Harry would be the loyal spare. The monarchy would move forward as a united front. But then came Meghan Markle, an American actress stepping into the oldest royal institution in Europe. And from the moment she arrived, the palace ecosystem began to change in ways no one had predicted. At first it looked like a fairy tale. The glamorous wedding. The global headlines. Crowds cheering outside St. George's Chapel. But behind palace doors, insiders now claim the relationship between the Sussexes and the rest of the royal family was deteriorating faster than anyone realized. Staff conflicts. Media wars. Accusations of palace leaks. And then, the moment that shook the monarchy: Harry and Meghan's televised interview with Oprah Winfrey, where explosive allegations about royal life spilled out into the open. From that moment on, the divide between California and the palace was no longer private. It was global. But even after all that drama, most royal observers believed one thing remained untouched: the future of Harry's children within the monarchy. After all, Archie and Lilibet were still the grandchildren of King Charles III. Blood is blood. Royal blood especially. Which is why the passport request stunned officials so deeply. Because palace insiders claim Meghan's legal team wasn't just asking politely. They were pushing aggressively. One leaked message from a senior government aide reportedly described the demand this way: the Sussex legal representatives are insisting the Her Royal Highness styling be formally recognized in official travel documents before any international engagements proceed. Translation? If Archie and Lilibet were going to travel internationally, particularly during the Sussexes' rumored upcoming tour plans, they needed the full royal branding. And that's when the alarm bells rang. Because inside Buckingham Palace, advisors began asking a dangerous question. Was this about identity? Or was it about power? Late one evening, according to palace staff whispers, a confidential briefing was delivered directly to King Charles III. Inside were legal opinions, constitutional warnings, and one deeply uncomfortable prediction. If the Her Royal Highness status appeared on those passports, it could create the appearance that Archie and Lilibet were still active representatives of the British Crown, even while living thousands of miles away in California. And if that happened, the monarchy might accidentally create something it had never faced before. A parallel royal brand operating outside royal control. But the real twist? The king didn't respond immediately. Instead, insiders say he held a quiet private meeting. One with the man who will eventually inherit the throne, Prince William. And according to whispers from palace corridors, that meeting is where the decision was made that would ignite the most explosive royal controversy in years. And that's when the story exploded far beyond palace walls. Because within hours of that quiet meeting between King Charles III and Prince William, something strange began happening inside the government machinery of the United Kingdom. The passport request from the Sussex camp simply stopped moving. No approval. No rejection. Just silence. For days, the application reportedly sat frozen inside the internal system of Passport Office, while palace lawyers and constitutional advisors quietly reviewed the implications. And then came the twist no one saw coming. Late one evening, a royal correspondent based near Buckingham Palace posted a cryptic message on X. Hearing whispers that a major decision regarding the Sussex children's royal styling may have just been finalized. If true, this could permanently redefine the monarchy's future. Within minutes, the internet erupted. Royal watchers began connecting dots. Because only weeks earlier, insiders had already hinted that the palace was exploring ways to streamline the monarchy, a concept heavily associated with a long-term vision of Prince William. But now the rumor had a face. Archie Lilibet. And those three letters, Her Royal Highness. Then came the moment that sent social media into absolute meltdown. A journalist covering royal affairs claimed that palace sources had confirmed something dramatic. The Her Royal Highness styling would not appear on the passports of Prince Archie of Sussex or Princess Lilibet of Sussex. Not now. Not for international travel. Possibly not ever. The post spread like wildfire. Within 2 hours the hashtag #RoyalErasure was trending globally. And suddenly the story was no longer about a technical passport detail. It had become a global culture war. Supporters of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle flooded social media with outrage. One viral post read, "Imagine being a grandfather and stripping royal identity from your own grandchildren. This is cruel." Another tweet racked up nearly 2 million views in a single afternoon.